Hey, you guys. So, sitting here with Dawn, and it's Sunday night, and we were listening to some worship music and hanging out and listening to music. And I had something on my mind that I was trying not to tell her, but I had to. So, I want to share it with you because maybe it will help somebody else. And it's not easy to share these things, it's embarrassing and it's ugly, but I'm not going to let the devil hold shame over my head. I'm going to share it. I'm going to confess it so that it might help somebody else. Because maybe we've all had these things happen to us along the way. And maybe next time we will do better. I say we because I don't want to be alone in this, but it because it's embarrassing. But anyway, I've told you before in my videos that, me and Dawn buy and sell. We buy things and sell it for a profit online. We've done it for a long time. It was a business that we started after Dawn got cancer, and I had to become her caregiver, and we went through a lot with Ava having open heart surgery, and like it was just easier for us to start our own little business so that we weren't, missing work or whatever. I was a caregiver and I needed to be home with my family. So that's when we started selling stuff on Craigslist, and eventually we got our own little business going online. We have our own, yard sale group. So we go to the yard sales and we go to the thrift stores, and it's a big thing now, but we've been doing it since 2012. Anyway, so yesterday we were out. It was Saturday and it's yard sale day, right? And we go out, and the first yard sale we hit, we got some good stuff, right? So I picked up a nice brand new pair of men's Birkenstock sandals. They were still in the box for $5, and a nice pair of Crocs, and they were $5. I can get like $30 for these things, so it's a nice little profit margin. Anyway, we're driving around all day, and we went and did our yard sales, and we had a few meets. People were buying stuff, and we ended up downtown at the transfer station, and Dawn actually picked up a big giant wheelchair, and she wanted to go find a homeless guy. There's this one homeless guy who has a real crappy wheelchair, and she knew he needed a new one. Well, our car was already filled to the hill, and I was a little bit like, oh man, how are we going to fit this big thing? And I had bought another big thing, and we were having a hard time fitting everything, but she worked it out. She got it into the car, and we were going to ride, so we drove downtown, and we were looking to see if we could spot the guy that needed a new wheelchair. So they have a new homeless camp set up downtown with tents and everything, because the homeless population here is growing because they're sending them here from other states. So there's a lot of homeless people downtown, and me and Dawn go down once in a while. Not to brag about anything, but we'll take clothes or whatever and little Bibles and try to minister to them, tell them about Jesus, and not trying to say we're doing good works, but we try to do something. You know what I mean? It's like we're so blessed. And that's why I'm telling this story, because this is what it's about, and how I failed a test yesterday big time. So we didn't find the guy that needed the wheelchair, but we did run into another guy that had a kind of a ragtag wheelchair, and he had been hit by a car. He was missing a leg, missing an arm, and he was missing a toe, and he was like sleeping in an alleyway. And to be honest, I just wanted to get it out of the car because it was big. It took up a lot of room, and we still had things to go do. We had to go food shopping, and I was kind of in a hurry to get it out of the car. But the wheelchair that he had was kind of like the wheels were all worn down. Anyway, long story short, we gave him the wheelchair, and but before we did that, when we were looking for him, we ran into this other guy. This is somebody that we had given clothes to before, and he remembered who we were. And we were asking him if he knew where the guy was that usually has the beat up wheelchair, and they were like, no, it was him and another guy. They were sitting there, and he's like, I remember you guys. You gave me clothes before and everything, and we were like, yeah. And then and he said, do you have? And then he came up to the window of the car. We got back in the car, and he knocked on the window and was like, "Do you guys have any clothes?" And like, we didn't. We had all kinds of stuff in the car, but we didn't have any men's clothes at the time, right? Sometimes Dawn will keep a bag in there or whatever. We'll have like men's shirts or shorts to give to the homeless. But at the time we didn't, right? So then he asked if we had a couple bucks. So Dawn gave him like $3. And then he started walking away, and she's like, oh man, he doesn't have any shoes on his feet, right? And it was really hot yesterday in Hilo, like really hot. And he's walking away, and I'm thinking in my head, oh, I got them brand new Birkenstocks in the back, right? And I only paid $5 for them, right? And I'm like watching him. I turn around and I see him like walking down. He's pushing. He had like a little walker with his stuff. And like I just let him walk away in bare feet because I was too greedy to give him the nice brand new pair of men's freaking sandals that I had. They were slip-ons. They would have been perfect for him. And it was like I knew that I should have done it. And I didn't do it. And I let him walk away down the street in bare feet, right? And like I tried to shove it out of my head. We went on with the rest of our day. We had to go do a couple more things, you know. But as we were sitting here worshiping tonight, there's a song that talks about what if I would have given everything instead of just going through the motions. And as I was listening to the song, the Lord was bringing it to my remembrance of how I failed the test yesterday when a homeless guy had no shoes on his feet. And I had what he needed in the back of the van, or in the back of the truck. And I didn't give them to him. And I literally watched him walk away in bare feet. For what? $25 profit? You know? Greedy? Selfish? Like, I do give and I do, you know, I'm not like always like that, but that was the time where I should have gave him those shoes. You know, he's walking on the hot pavement. I got freaking hundreds of dollars in my pocket. I got a whole truck full of stuff. And I let him walk away without shoes on his feet because they were such nice Birkenstocks, and I wanted to sell them things online instead of giving them to a dirty homeless guy. And that's a heart condition, and that's what I'm talking about, you guys. That the Lord is showing the condition of the human heart. He's showing me. And I don't get on here and try to be perfect because I'm far from it. You know? But it just shows every day we have opportunity to help people, and sometimes we miss the mark. And I missed the mark yesterday. And I know, and there's probably other times that I missed the mark too. You know, when you see somebody begging and you go the other way, or you look the other way, and you don't make eye contact with them. How many times do we run into people that we know they're in need? And we just walk away and we leave them sitting there. You know? What if that would have been the last thing I did yesterday? What if right after that it would have been my time? What if me and Dawn would have gotten into an accident? It was time for me to go face the Lord. And the last thing I did was die with a truckload of stuff, a pocket full of money at home. And the last thing I did was disobey the Lord, giving away a $5 pair of shoes. You know? So I don't know if anybody needs to hear this, but I confess it right now and ask you, Lord, take away that greedy spirit, Father. Because I don't want a spirit of greed. I have everything I need. I have 3 acres of land in Hawaii. I don't know if I have some kind of a poverty mindset from what I came from, but I don't need anything. I have everything. I have everything I need. I don't need food. I don't need anything. He blesses me abundantly. And I failed the test over a $5 pair of sandals. So I don't know if this is going to help anybody, but I thought it might. Dawn told me, go ahead and make a video, Mom. Share it. It's not easy to share these things, you guys. It is not easy, but this is it. We are like down to the wire. We're in the last days. What does it matter? I live 20 minutes from a volcano. Right? An active volcano that could go off at any time. It could take everything out. This whole house full of stuff. All the stuff that we buy 2 times a week we go out. We fill up the truck for stuff for the business. We have tons of stuff. Stuff that's been sitting in totes for years. It's just sitting here. You know, it's getting to the point. It's like, what does it matter? This stuff is, I don't want to build up my treasures on earth. He says, build your treasures in heaven where moth can't come in and destroy, and fire can't destroy, and the thieves can't come in. If that volcano goes off and lava starts flowing, I live in a lava zone, and comes and wipes everything out, I have nothing. You know? So it's like, I have to really think, what is important? Chasing this money, chasing the dollar all the time, or getting out there and showing the love of Christ to these people that are hurting and dying and going to hell and they're addicted. You know? So, I don't know, you guys. I just figured I'd share that and just, I don't know, it might help somebody, right? And I already asked the Lord to forgive me, and thank God His mercy's renewed every day. And He says that He chastens the ones that He loves. So He sat here and He showed me where I failed the test, you know, and I repented. I'm going to turn from my greedy ways, you know. I don't want to be like that. I don't even need anything. I have everything. I have my beautiful family. I got 3 acres of land. I got my animals. I don't need anything, you know. And so I'm going to just try to stop being so consumed with always having to chase the dollar. And if anybody out there is working overtime and working, and it's just a vicious cycle, and we're always wanting more, and we need the next best, you know, the next best thing, and you know, you want the better speakers and all this different things that we chase that we think is going to make us happy. None of it matters, you guys. The only thing that's going to stand is what we do for the Lord, you know. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I love you guys, and I hope you have a blessed night.